Buckle up, hotties. It's time to talk some hoops. Welcome to Crunch Wears No Pants with Brandon, Nate, and Jordan.
Welcome to Crunch Wears No Pants. I am Jordan. Hey guys, stop booing Kevin Love. It's been like a decade. Alamat, that is Brandon. Oh, I don't like D'Angelo Russell Beck. And this tall guy is Nate. I only go to Wolves games for Parlor Burger Allsdorf. Guys, what a show we have on deck today.
It's something. So we got it.
The vibes of the show are not going to be as good as they've been.
Well, we'll get there when we get to the How is the Vibe segment. But remember to follow us on social media at No Pants Crunch on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Also make pulltabsports.com your homepage. Gentlemen, icebreaker question. Don't you love this unofficial bit that's not in the show flow at all?
It's good. I love that we never get to prepare for it.
It's good improv practice.
Yeah.
You know, you're an improv.
Yeah.
Are you guys actually is Brandon in
No,
it?
just
That's
Durf.
okay.
Just
That's
Durf
a
does the
bold line,
improv.
All right.
He was improving there.
Yeah, see what I did?
Okay, what was more disappointing and why? The first 4 games of the Wolf season or Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker? Brandon, you start.
The first 4 games of the Wolves season. I am on record that Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker is better than you remember it. It's a weird, fun movie.
Stop pandering to me, dude. Durf?
I'm going to have to go with Episode 9.
Is more disappointing than the first 4 games?
No, I just didn't want to immediately be like, yeah, I agree with Beck. Yeah, no, it's definitely the first 4 games of the season. It's not great.
I agree, because The Rise of Skywalker, though confounding and baffling on a storyteller's level, at least it was fun. At least it was fun.
Yeah.
It's like Star Wars, but on cocaine the whole time.
That's a great way of putting it. Whereas the Wolves game, it's like you're watching them go on they're getting like clobbered by 30. You're like, oh, this is not fun at all.
Yeah, we'll talk about it in vibes.
Yeah.
The vibes are bad.
The vibes are horrible.
The vibes are not good.
Okay, so here's the show agenda as always. We'll discuss the vibe, which are in the cellar. I don't know if you guys know this. The vibes are in the cellar. And then we'll do the Timberwolves Great Hang Draft to kind of boost the mood. We're going to say, hey, what starting 5 Wolves would we hang out with? And then random Wolf of the Week, guess that Wolf.
Wow.
We'll do that. But before we get into all that, before we get into the show, do you guys mind if I regale you with a story?
I want it.
Please.
Many years ago, a man named James Dipperton came to Stewartsville, Minnesota from Europe aboard his ship, the Deliciousness. And that man started Jimmy's Dips, baby. Jimmy's Dips is a 3rd-generation locally owned company responsible for some of the most delicious dips this side of Rudy Gobert's backside. They have veggie dips on lock, of course. Whose mom bought veggie dips? Your mom?
My mom bought the caramel dip.
Did
your mom buy?
No, it was our friend Micah who bought
Got
the veggie dip, I believe.
Yeah, he was influenced.
Yes.
So they have the veggie dip, but also they have the caramel dip just in time for fall. They have 2 caramel dips, sorry. The original and the sea salt. Both are $4.99. Okay. If you want to be fancy, same price. Both pair well with apples. If you're allergic like me, also pretzels, also pears.
Didn't you do bananas
I
too?
did do bananas. That one was weird because like it was like sticky, but it was delicious, but it was a disaster of a process. But whatever. Jimmy's Dips, go pick it up. Hy-Vee or Cub Foods, get it today. Also, addition to the spot, you could also just eat it with a spoon, which I did.
That's where I was going with that.
Yeah.
You just grab a handful. You know.
All right, guys, are we ready for How's That Vibe? So I'm going to recap what's been going on the last 2 weeks since we recorded. We recorded Wednesday. The Wolves have a game tonight, so the vibes could be much better once we're done recording. Or they could be worse. All right, so season opener, Wolves beat the Thunder. Then the Wolves lost predictably to the Jazz. I think that's predictable because of energy, guys, and we're going to talk about that probably in the segment. And then after that loss, we beat the Thunder again, and then the Spurs beat the break off the Timberwolves, and now Wolves Twitter is in a catatonic state. Cat called out Ant's Popeye habit. Rudy liked to tweet calling the trade the worst trade in NBA history. Let's see. Vando liked to tweet calling out Cat. Wolves Twitter seems to have wholly turned against Cat. And now let's discuss it. How are the vibes? Open forum. Whoever wants to talk about it can start.
You lead it off, Brandon.
Yeah, so I can start with, before we get into like the actual vibes, like the Cat quote stuff, like I'm going to talk about a little bit of like the on-court stuff that we're seeing that is like a little concerning to me, because I think coming into this like easy first like 7 games of the season stretch, we were all we were expecting it to be a little awkward, a little bit clunky. Like it's Cat's learning a new position. You got two big guys out there, like trying to figure out what is and isn't going to work. And so probably could have seen like few losses we didn't expect in this easy portion of the schedule coming up. But I think the concerning thing to me is just like, we haven't really seen anything good outside of the end of that second Thunder game when we did the all bench plus Ant lineup.
Yeah.
So the only like real positive thing we've seen hasn't included Cat or Rudy. And it's really been like a combination of like low effort, like low physicality, like guys are just getting bumped off on screens and then everyone's scrambling and then we're just not running back on defense, and the transition defense has just been horrendous.
It's fundamentals 101. It's like the prerequisites to play basketball.
It's effort. I mean, like, yeah, there's fundamentals, but the effort has not been there.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of like something that's a little hard to see like fixing itself, because like last year those guys, that was Vando and Pat Bev's role in the starting lineup as like those guys brought it every night. Those guys did the dirty work, and there's really not like a dirty work guy in the starting lineup right now. And I was listening to Dane Moore's podcast with Jace Frederick on the way over here, and Jace was talking about how like there's a ton of talent in the starting lineup, but all of these guys are used to being the guy. And so all these guys are used to being in lineups with dirty work guys that do that dirty work for them. So like Karl Anthony Towns like complains to the ref because he thought he got fouled. Other team gets a run out layup and he's looking around going, who didn't get back? Because he's used to having Jared Vanderbilt or Patrick Beverly in the lineup getting back, when the actual answer is you, Cat. Right. You didn't get back.
I'm going to push back on, you said, I agree with all that. You said like nothing good happened with the starting five. There have been flashes of ball movement.
It's individual level.
Not with the starting lineup.
There's been some instances where
like
it's like
Cat had the two alley-oops to Gobert in the first game.
I'm not saying that it's prevalent. I'm not saying that's even 20% of the time. I'm saying I'm talking maybe 10 offensive possessions, which is alarming. But there's been a couple where the ball's whipping around, because the starting five is some of the most talented starting fives. Like, it's the best starting five in Wolves history. So why isn't it cracking like that? So I think there are for sure instances where this can happen. And that's what makes it so frustrating. It's like, well, you guys see when you guys play unselfish basketball, when the ball isn't sticky, this works great. Who are you going to guard? What was that? Was it the second Thunder game where like D'Lo kind of drove in, gave it to Rudy, or out to Cat, then Cat came in and then like dished it off to Rudy. And it was just like, wow, that's it. There it is. And just the selfishness, the lack of effort is really concerning.
Yeah. And I think the talent wins out eventually on the offensive end. I'm not concerned about the team like not being able to generate offense. I'm more concerned with the transition defense and the rebounding. And like the rebounding is especially alarming because that was a huge issue for this team last year. We brought in Rudy Gobert as like, here's the solve for the rebounding stuff. He's been terrific. He's been rebounding.
Was he like 19 or 16 a game?
He's been rebounding, but the problem is we're kind of seeing that those issues rebounding last year were deeper than just they're really small. Guards aren't finding bodies, so little guys are sneaking in there and getting rebounds. It's a lot less team rebounding, and it's a lot more just like Rudy Gobert is gigantic. Let's all watch and hope he gets the rebound.
Yeah, just throw a hip in some guy, D'Lo. That's all we ask.
And so that's where like having those Pat Bev, Vando type guys helps. And so I don't really know what the answer in the starting lineup is, because like Austin Rivers is probably like supposed to be one of those guys. If he's healthy tonight, I imagine he plays.
He's out tonight.
He got upgraded to questionable last I saw from doubtful.
This guy.
But he's a guy that I think can like bring some of that energy, do that dirty work, but he's not going to be in the starting lineup. Like you're not going to bench Jaden McDaniels or D'Angelo Russell in favor of him. And so that means one of those guys, Ant, Jaden, D'Lo, one of those guys has to pick up that dirty work job, and I don't know who that's going to be.
How much of this do we put on Finch? Is there anything we could have? I have an angle.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. It's hard this early in the season. I mean, I think we have a large book to know on Finch that is he has been good. But yeah, like there's a little like once again, like going back to like what Dane and Britt and those guys have been talking about, like the lack of structure and like kind of that Finch philosophy of lack of structure has contributed, I think, to a lot of these issues too.
Yeah. I know as the music guy, this is so corny, but like I always think about like play calling or just like the offensive, at least on the offensive side of the ball, and defensive too, basketball in general. You need to have you have the scale to solo in. So you're not just like playing like random notes within the scale that are going to sound horrible in the key that you're soloing in. The scale is like the building blocks of which you do the cool solo. So I think the flow thing with the lack of energy players like Pat, Bev, and Vando, that sucks because the energy, the flow style that Finch has, is there's a benefit to having those high energy players that can help kind of make that flow happen, which is why J-Mac is so successful. Yeah. When you don't have those high energy guys, they can't get a flow or energy going. So I think those play calls and like these structures have to be in place so you can create that energy and force that ball movement and to force, these defensive fundamentals that aren't happening at a pro level, especially for a guy who's been in the league for 8 years.
Yeah. I'll be interested to see if they have to adjust at some point, how that happens, because it's also too early to like burn the playbook and start over.
Yeah. There's no playbook right now. They're still figuring it out. And if that was like something that you said in the text thread, like how many games do we give them until,
I mean, we were, and this keeps floating around everywhere on Twitter, but like we were 4-9 last year before the players only meeting. There, like you do have some amount of just like seeing what you have on the court. Yeah. Like I'm not saying there's no, like you have to make these adjustments, but like not having Cat for basically all the preseason, he's a twig basically now. He's lost a ton of weight, is playing a new position. Yeah. Like there's so many variables. I'm not trying to excuse the losses because the way they're losing is.
But it's a factor though.
Yeah. But those are things to consider. Like I'm saying, like we talked about this before. You take the first 12 games, while they should be gimmies in a normal year. It's not a normal year, and yeah, I mean, I think like you need some life off the bench. We talked about Rivers, like. I saw him when I went to the game and it was like, I don't know how much you could see on screen, but like, he's very, very impressive. Like when you mentioned the first episode that he was going to be like a spark plug on defense, like he really is like that Okogie light player. Like he's quick off screen. Like he gets through screens. He's quick. He gets, like he doesn't over pursue.
He's just smart.
Yeah. Like I did not expect him to be so good defensively. And I don't know, like he's also a true leader. Like he seems like he's got some really great leadership qualities. So
he can't be worse offensively than Bryn Forbes has been.
Yeah. What happened? My goodness. Okay, so I guess should we put a bow on like the on
court stuff?
Yeah, let's stop stop litigating the team.
We got to talk about the Cat quote though.
We got to talk about the Cat quote. So remember our first episode, we had our prop bets. What was it? 5 Cat cringe quotes?
5.5 cringy Cat quotes.
We got one.
He is on pace for 20.
Wait, yeah, I was gonna say it was 5.
It was 5.5.
That's incredibly low. I didn't even think about it in the moment.
Jally took the under.
I was ready for him to be a leader, and I still believe he's still under. Is he not?
He is, but he is on pace. He's on pace for 20 right now.
He's not gonna hit 20.
He's definitely gonna hit 20.
But yeah, the quote was it's just like classic. So I have kind of a Cat take.
Are you talking about the Popeyes quote?
The Popeyes quote, just like
I'm gonna read it verbatim.
Read the quote first.
Okay, hang on. Let's get it going. We should have definitely copied and pasted it. And all these stupid videos on Twitter, it's like the video with like the thing, so it's not just like a nice script. He basically said, I know the media, I know you love it when Ant talks about eating Popeyes, but I don't like that shit. And that's what he said.
Yeah. So I mean,
a very nice purple sweater, by the way. Very cool sweater.
And so a little extra context behind it to give Cat kind of the benefit of the doubt is in the Ant interview before that, they were asking him like, what can you do better to perform better on the second half of back-to-backs? Because I didn't know this, but apparently statistically he really drops off on the back half of back-to-back. So that was kind of Cat's way of like saying like, this is what you can do to have your body prepared, right? Like on second nights of back-to-backs. But definitely seemed like more of, if that's actually a concern, like a closed door thing, and it was just like weird timing and just bad vibes.
It's
horrendous.
It seemed
Horrendous.
like something. It seemed like something that he just was saying off the top of his head and wasn't like, oh shoot, that's a.
Well, yeah, I think it's just like classic Cat. Like, I think he thought like, this is gonna sound like I'm being a leader, and like we got to take this more seriously, and we can't be eating Popeyes after games and all that stuff. But so anyway, I've been working on a Cat theory. So I think like the team vibes are bad, and I think we're putting a lot of those team vibes on Cat. And I think Cat has a reputation around the league on Timberwolves Twitter for the most part of Cat is like kind of bad vibes. You know what I mean?
I'm so sick of Timberwolves Twitter talking about Cat, but go on.
So this is this is part of the theory though. So Cat's bad vibes. Like he's complaining to the refs. He's not running back on defense. He's saying weird stuff in post game, and he's always saying like, oh, this, and this, and he's just like, people are like, he's just always his bad vibes. I don't think Cat is bad vibes. I think Cat like pushes vibes whatever direction they're going. So the moment vibes start getting bad, Cat takes them and runs them into the ground. And the moment vibes are like marginally positive, Cat is on top of the world, dragging the vibes to the top of the mountain.
Why do you think I say fear is the mind killer, bro? Let's get Cat to the positive level. Sorry, Nerf.
Just, like, so you're just saying he's easily influenced.
I think Cat, no, I don't think he's influenced. I think he drives.
It's intentional?
I think he accentuates the vibes. Like whatever way the vibes go, he like feels that, and then he's incapable of controlling, but he like pushes them that direction further. He can't like take bad vibes and like steer them back good, or take good vibes and steer them back.
He's just like, oh, this is it. Let's do it.
It's like he's just out of control. That's what you're saying.
Exactly.
Okay.
Out of control, positive.
Yeah.
Do we think Cat looks in control?
So
there was that one time he bit his lip instead of yelling at the ref. That was a step in the right direction.
Okay, this is a great theory. I love it. Where are we at as a group with the Wolves Twitter take on Cat, which is horrendously negative, and I'm so sick of it, and it's very petulant. Wolves Twitter is as petulant about Cat as Cat is petulant about like the calls he gets, and it's pissing me off. So how do we feel amongst boys, amongst friends? Where are we at with Cat?
Well, I know we've talked about this like off the mic and casually mentioned it. Like, first things first, we need to just make it clear that Cat is the second best player the Timberwolves have ever had.
Yes.
It's not even close. So I think he is disrespected from an on-court perspective. I think he's not a tremendous defender, but I think he is underrated defensively, and his offensive value is also understated because he's not your classic like wing player taking guys off the dribble, doing the things that you see like superstars do. He is a tremendous basketball player, but he just like does those like grating things on the court where it's just like, from our perspective, when we're not like in the trenches in the competitive fire, it's just like, don't do that.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have like that full grasp of his emotions to not like blow a gasket on the refs when he thinks he got fouled. And then when he thinks he got fouled, he starts hunting for fouls, and then he starts complaining about things that aren't fouls.
It's a vicious cycle. I think the Cat's whistle is horrendous. I
agree.
He does what if Cat has gotten an Embiid-esque whistle once, and he went for 60. And I wish we could get more favorable whistles, but it kind of begets himself.
You have to build that rapport. Like, you have to build that.
I mean, but it's rules.
No,
you shouldn't build rapport.
No,
with
I'm not.
Hey, rules. Let's get to know each other. Do we have like a cool friendship? Like, I don't know.
No, I get what you're saying, but I'm talking in
with the refs.
I'm saying in an idyllic world or set up, like that's how it would be, but that's not how it is. Like. Yeah. There's a reason why those guys get those calls, and there's a reason why Cat doesn't, and it's because he complains about those things.
There's no reason why.
Yes,
there's no reason why Josh should get those calls when Ja's being. I'm trying not to swear as much this episode, and when he's being a sassy man. When Ja's being a sassy man,
when he's taking flight,
when he flops around like a little fish man.
But that's a bad comparison.
No, it's not. They both complain to the refs.
No,
Cut this segment completely.
No,
whine.
because big guys always get a worse whistle than small guys. That's been true in basketball
That's a big one.
since the dawn of time. I think Embiid is a better comparison.
Yeah.
Like flailing around like a fish.
We thought watching the Spurs blow out the Timberwolves was bad. Imagine watching a Sixers game with Harden and Embiid going, "Whoa, where's the call, dude?" I can't.
The refs are
I
people.
can't.
The refs are people, and I'm not excusing it, but I'm saying
This guy came after teachers the first episode. This guy defended the insurrection, and now he's calling refs good people.
Just like to say for any new listeners, Durf did not defend the insurrection.
Yeah, there's
You know,
there's a
ACAB?
tendency of the shock jock over here to jump in and take whatever headline the media produces. And,
As an Arab person, like I make this joke. We're doing Arab, dude. All refs are bastards.
good lord. Anyway, as I was saying before I was interrupted, the refs are people. They know the players. They know their tendencies. They know like, oh, this guy's gonna complain and bitch about this, and I need to, like, you know, it's just whether it's conscious or subconscious, like it's there. There's a reason why certain players get calls and don't, and it's because you want to benefit players that aren't in your face yelling every time they don't.
Well, I think the big thing too with Cat is that when he just tries to score, he gets calls when guys foul him. When he goes like hunting fouls and trying to get to the free throw line, that's when he gets himself into trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where that's usually a result of what, like, he thinks they missed a call, so then he's like, I'm gonna go get him to call this next one.
Yeah.
He's not the fastest person in the world, but he is like 7 feet tall and he's athletic. So like when he's bashing into a 6'5", 6'6" guy, it's gonna look violent.
And like it's where like the benefit of Cat having guard skills is that he's a big man with guard skills.
That's a big man.
But then the negative is that he's not going to get those same calls. So when he's hunting fouls like a point guard's going to, he's not going to get the same calls that point guard's going to. It's just the fact of the matter.
I just wish he'd realize it.
Same.
Also, I think
What else we
a
got?
lot of this stuff would just be solved if he just like shot more threes and stopped like dribbling into double teams
Yeah.
and
I
stuff.
and
I do
panicking, throwing the ball like over the court line.
Like, go back. What happened to the season where he shot like 8 or 9 threes a game? Like, he was awesome that season.
I need 12 threes from Cat.
Seriously.
Fine. Yeah,
Like,
I need
let's do
12.
it.
like, I think his bar for how open he needs to be to attempt a three is far too high.
He's bigger than the people guarding him. Just pop it.
Also, like, the rest of the team, like the Wolves are shooting terribly.
Yeah,
And
it's
you're the
bad.
best shooter on the team. Like, you're not going to charge into a guy. Actually, he's going to commit an offensive foul because he's going to do that stupid freaking kick out thing. This was a bad example.
But no, he should just. The Cat should always have the green light from wherever he is.
So I think he does have the green light. Finch always talks about how he wants him to shoot more threes. I think Cat is very, very picky about when he shoots threes for some reason. And that's probably why his efficiency is so good, because like he never has like an 0 for 5, because if he goes 0 for 2, he just stops shooting.
When he's used to primarily having like a bigger guy on him, so when he's out around the arc, it's a little bit easier to get around at like
But
center.
That's a great point.
Because when you're moving down to power forward, like you're gonna have a 4 guarding you. You're not gonna be able to beat him to the rim as easy, and you're just gonna like throw an elbow and get called for a foul.
Or against the Spurs, he's just being guarded by Trey Jones and getting worked at the high post somehow.
I don't know about that. What else we got in the vibes? We have Durf. We have your thing.
Yeah,
Floor's yours. just go. I don't know what you're gonna do, but go for it.
We're done with all the negativity, right? We've got all
I
that.
think so.
out of it.
I think we did like a good 15.
We're
on
done.
It.
We're done with. I mean, we're doing a little bit of the Cat bit, right? We're taking the bad vibes and we're making them worse by.
Yeah, but we have all good vibes after
Yeah,
that.
all good vibes from here on out.
All right. Well, are you guys ready for a little good news here? Because I'm gonna pump us up. There's something exciting going on that not a lot of people realize or put stock into. So the outlook isn't great right now, but rest assured, the secret weapon has yet to be deployed. I'm going to put you guys onto the Timberwolves' best kept secret. I tried to tell you about him last episode, but no one listened, and he's getting cut is all you guys said. Let me throw out some numbers for you to see if this changes your attitude. 55% field goal shooting, 44% from three, 8.7 rebounds per game, and 24.1 points per game. Back-to-back back-to-back Big Ten Player of the Year, 2022 All-Rookie G League team, two-time All-American, two-time Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Award winner, John Wooden team. No, there's more. There's more. John Wooden Award winner, Lute Olson Award winner, Class Award winner. So he's a good guy. Big Ten Male Athlete of the Year. Thorn in the side of the Minnesota Gophers, Luka Garza, fought, clawed, scored, and rebounded his way into a two-way deal, and by year's end will inevitably secure a 10-year contract worth upwards of $100 million. Adam Silver is already working on a new structure to allow this specifically for Luka. He's listed at 6'10", but he plays with the tenacity of MJ, the shooting ability of Steph, rebounds with the likes of Dennis Rodman. His only downside remains that he has the downhill speed of a three-toed sloth, historically the slowest of all sloths. But this can be fixed. Not only this, but when he was a sophomore, he had a 9-pound cyst removed from his spleen and played the same day. Forget the flu game. Forget 9 pound. Forget the 9 pound. Forget the flu game. This man is out here having pregame surgeries just to stay on the court. The last part isn't actually true. He did have a cyst removed, but he did not play the next day. I don't know. I think he might have been out the rest of the season. But Luka Cinco Garza is the future of the Minnesota Timberwolves and the savior of their franchise. I'm now coining Cinco, Sinko, as his nickname because not only is his number 5'5", but he also Cinco's the three-pointers. There it is. Your future of the Minnesota Timberwolves, Luka Garza.
10-year, $100 million contract. Not a great AAV for Luka.
Not great.
Not great, but he's young. He doesn't know the value yet.
Rank the Lukas.
Luka Garza, Luka Doncic, and then Luka the movie. You've seen Luka?
I cried like a baby
It's
boy.
a great. Actually, that might be two. I think I might put him against Luka over Luka Doncic.
Okay.
Wow.
Are there any other notable Lukas that I'm
not that I'm aware of?
Okay, yeah.
Luka Billbork is a Bosnian football player.
Luka Billbork is a great name.
Also, I tried to find some bio information on Luka when I was doing this soliloquy, and he doesn't have a middle name. He's just Luka Garza, which is pretty cool.
Oh, I love it. This is not going to make the podcast. I thought you were going to say that he was sucking and fucking his way on.
He's also the head of PR for Timberwolves.
We still have the under on that.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, speaking of, all right, so one of the over-unders, we had the cat cringe quote. We had one D-Lo hairstyle. Have we considered what if, and the other one was the president of basketball operations sleeps with the head of PR.
Yes.
What if it's a consensual threesome?
Is the head of PR and Tim Connolly involved? Then it's over.
Then it's good. So it doesn't need to be extramarital.
Yeah.
It's going to be very polyamorous.
As long as the head of PR and Tim Connolly are involved.
As long as hands touch parts, we are good for it. All right. The vibes are wholeheartedly better now. Durf, thank you for getting us there.
I'm just here to bring them up. Okay.
We're gonna keep the good vibes going after we do what we'd love to do, which is talk about salsa. This is the era of the modern man. Okay. The modern man likes to host their fellow men and their fellow romantic partner at their home to watch sporting events or have a game night or play video games or watch a movie. And what does every modern man need at these events? Chips and salsa, dude. If you don't have chips and salsa on the counter, what are you doing? Here's the bit. I've gone on this tirade before. I'm going to do it again. We are not supporters of big salsa. Mm-mm. We are anti-big salsa. Big salsa.
Don't say the brand name this time.
Don't say
they don't deserve it.
They don't
deserve it.
Big salsa is in the pockets of our politicians, creating horrendous work environments for the working class. So don't support them. Instead, support local salsa made with locally sourced ingredients. I'm talking about Joe Mama's. Joe Mama's.
It's not rehearsed.
It's good though.
I love all this. Is impress all your friends at your next manly get together by copping some Joe Mama's salsa and watch the entire jar be destroyed within 20 minutes. I can't say that because this is an ad read. I was going to say something horrible.
I know.
But I can't. They have a bunch of flavors. They have your standard salsas, mild through hot. They also have my favorite, pineapple mango. They got roasted salsa. Beck, you finally got some.
I've already eaten half of it.
That's pretty good.
Wow.
It was great.
Amazing. It's delicious.
So get like Beck and get yours at Hy-Vee, Cub Foods, or you can have a 4-pack delivered to your house. I think it's 4-packs or individuals. You can make your own 4-pack. I don't know. JoeMamaSalsa.com. JOMOMMAS. Okay. We back at it with the all-time Wolves great hangs draft. We're just going to talk about, the vibes are bad, but we want to hang out with Wolves that provide good vibes. Brandon, I believe you are the brainchild, or this is your brainchild. So
Yes.
give me the rules.
All right. So the rules, 6 rounds, snake draft style. You have to have 2 guards, 2 forwards, a center, and a wild card that can be any position. The draft order will be determined randomly here. I have my random number generator. So before I tab over and refresh the Excel sheet, the person whose random number is the highest will have the first overall pick.
Oh.
The next highest number will have the second overall pick, and then the third overall pick.
Wait, stipulation. Can we have a special number that automatically gets first pick? Can we agree on
It's
a
a number
special?
between 1 and 1,000.
Yeah, but
Okay.
let's have a special one. If someone's like,
Okay,
let's say
974.
Yep.
that's a great special number.
And it is not, 974 is not on here. With the first overall pick, 820, Durf.
I knew it.
The second overall pick at 654, myself.
Oh, good.
And the last pick, but the turn, the 3 and the 4.
I like that pick.
Tornado Jolly.
All right, let's freaking do it. So, and are we explaining our picks as we do them?
Yeah, I think you need to explain
Just
your
like
picks.
like a quick sub note.
Okay.
And we can weigh in and debate a little bit too. But
Yeah.
your pick, once your pick is in, your pick is in.
Yeah, and it's not particular order, right? You don't have to go guards then forwards then.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
So position scarcity is key.
Yeah. For the first overall pick, I'm gonna take Corey Brewer.
Smiley guy.
Oh wow, that's a good pick. Corey
Yeah.
Brewer was not on my board.
Corey Brewer. The reason why I picked Corey Brewer is because one, he's a really cool dude. Like he's just a nice, like fun person.
Always
you want to have him
happy.
around. Yeah, great dude. Also, he's a part of that Florida team, the Gator Boys, and so you know how he knows having a good time. He won back-to-back championships. The Gator Boys, they know.
But
Is he the one with the video
I think-
about the Gator Boys?
I think he had the interview.
Yeah.
with it.
I'm not a college basketball guy. What were the Gator
So
Boys?
they were-
I remember them being like
it was a stacked team. It was like Joakim Noah,
Al
Corey
Horford.
Brewer, Al Horford. Who else was on the team?
Chris Leak.
No, he might have been playing football at the same time as
I think
that.
so, yeah.
But basically what happened is they won the national championship and they all could have gone to the NBA.
Yeah.
And they all decided to come back for their senior year and they won another national championship.
06 and 07 back-to-back champions.
I just got goosebumps.
Yeah.
Wow, what a story.
And I think there's a post-game interview. I think it must have been 07, but they were interviewing Corey Brewer and they're like, what are you going to do after this? And he's like, the Gator Boys, they know.
They know. The Gator Boys.
And like
they
Joakim
know.
Noah's walking around in the background, like head nodding, like, yeah, we're going to have fun tonight.
Love it.
All right. Great pick. I went through, I have my big board is 20 deep and I did not have
wow.
Corey Brewer
Okay.
on my board. I'm disappointed because he should have been.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. With the second overall pick, I think I'm going to disappoint Jolly over here right
You're
now.
gonna disappoint me? How?
Because I think you wanted this guy.
I think
Probably.
I think I have him on.
He is eludes positive vibes, gets along with everybody.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful eyes and great
You know who
dark
it is.
hair.
Oh yeah.
You know who it is.
With the second overall pick, I am drafting to play point guard Ricky Rubio.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
That was like he was on my board.
He was my number 2 point guard.
Yeah, Ricky Rubio. I just think he's like a great, like, if we're all hanging out together, like the 7 of us, the 6 and me, I think Ricky Rubio is a guy he's gonna gel. He's gonna get along with everyone except for D'Angelo Russell. So I won't be drafting him.
That was just on the court. Off the court were they?
I'm sure there were
fine.
buds.
I mean, it's hard to think Ricky Rubio would be really negative to anyone on the court.
D'Lo
but
called him Rick, which I thought was interesting.
Ricky must have hated that.
He's like, I'm like, oh, Ricky's an adult now. Sorry, keep
Trade
going.
me.
But yeah, I just think he gives me a lot of flexibility with my board the rest of the way, having him, because I know he's not going to clash with anybody that I draft moving forward. So Ricky Rubio is my second overall pick.
That's a great pick.
Jolly, you got the turn.
I
3 and
think
4.
I'm really excited about this. I think you guys are missing an obvious one. This man hosts TV shows. He says wild things. As a fellow wild boy, I just have an immense respect for this man. He's also the best Wolf in Timberwolves history. I'm taking Kevin Garnett to play center on my team. because I want to hang out with him. Because how would like I know it might not be for everybody, but I feel like me and him would get along very well.
Okay, yeah. So I did not have Kevin Garnett on my
did
board
not
because
either.
I think Kevin Garnett is way too intense for the vibe I'm trying to cultivate.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. We do have different vibes. So I guess it's however matches
Yeah,
your.
I think Kevin Garnett, like, I don't think Kevin Garnett is a bad dude. I think Kevin Garnett is just like I'm looking for more of like a chill, we go out to a brewery and hang out night, not a like bash my head on the stanchion night.
Yeah, I'm trying to like roast
yeah.
people. I'm trying to tell wild jokes.
You're not having like
The stories, the KG stories would be great to have on the great
that's more of a
hangs.
one-on-one though. He kind of throws off the dynamics. Plus, you don't want like an uncut gems situation where it's just a lot of stress.
I kind of do.
No, you can, but that's not the vibe.
I want the intensity. I'm an intense guy. He's an intense guy.
It's a good pick.
So that's my guy I'm hanging out with. And then as my turn pick, I want Patrick Beverley to play my shooting guard. Because again, this is a man who is just, again, as a fellow Wild boy, I love his energy. I like a guy that cracks jokes. I like a storyteller. He's a wine aficionado. My wife's a wine aficionado. If I'm hanging out with the Timberwolves, she's going to want to be there. Mm-hmm. So her and Patrick can talk about wine. KG's also a wine guy. I just realized. Yep. So we're just drinking wine,
lots of wine,
cracking some jokes.
Drinking some wine, but that is an intense group. You've got you're throwing with right now.
Aggressively drinking wines. My top 2 point guards are now off the board now.
Okay. And just for clarity's sake, I think this is right, but you drafted Kevin Garnett to play forward. I'm assuming
center.
He is your center.
I have other power forwards on my board.
That's a good. Center was the scarcest position of good hangs as I was going through it.
I'm excited to see what you guys do with it because I think there's some good ones.
I have 4 options. So
I'm between 2. I have 4 on my board because I wanted to make sure I didn't get like boxed
Mark
out
Blunt.
of it. Yeah, definitely not drafting Mark Blunt.
Okay, Durf front and back.
No, it's my pick.
Is
my
it?
pick.
Oh, sorry, my bad. I wrote it down wrong in my doc.
All right. Oh man. So I have my second round pick here. You go a couple different ways. Oh man, I hate to lock up. I guess I have the wild card
This
potentially.
guy didn't prep.
No, I have my.
He didn't prep his own bit.
I have my big board, but
options.
I gotta be careful about how I locking myself in position wise for later in the draft. But you know what? And I know Jally is gonna roast me for this one because he roasts me every time I bring this guy up on the pod. But a guy who loves Ricky Rubio, and a guy who, until he posted a very questionable video this offseason, had brought nothing but joy to my life. A guy who is funny and authentically himself. I'm drafting Anthony Edwards for my great hangs.
He's a marvelous hang.
I will say that's a sneaky good pick because you also get Ant Jr. with that. That's a twofer.
I don't even know if that's a sneaky pick. Everyone knows he's very funny.
No, but
except for the one video.
Specifically because of Ant Jr. That's why it's sneaky good.
So, and that is both of my guards with my first 2 picks. But I do have my wild card pick left if I need it.
I forgot about the wild card.
All right, Durf, you're on the board.
My second round pick. I'm gonna take a guard. We loved him. We had to lose him, and it was unfortunate. But he was sturdy and dependable, even keel. Just seems like a good guy to have around. Josh Okogie
Josh Okogie was on my board.
He was on my board as well.
But I like that dynamic. Him and Corey Brewer would be so fun.
And did you have Corey Brewer as a forward?
I did as a forward. Yeah. I all of mine I went based on what they played more at.
Okay.
Smart. My favorite Josh Okogie. Well, there's many favorite Josh Okogie moments, but there was one bit. Remember last year where they had like they had a teammate dress another teammate, like they'd pick out the outfits for him. And do you guys remember this bit at all?
I don't remember.
No.
This
In
bit.
between quarters, like, all right, they'd be like, what shirt do you want D'Angelo Russell to wear? And Josh Okogie put Cat in like the ugliest thing I've ever seen. And he knew he was doing it and he just loved it. It was a very funny bit. I was like, I respect that.
Yeah. Josh Okogie. I miss him.
I miss
like
him a lot
Josh
too.
Okogie.
Yeah.
He looks great in those
Certified good
vintage
guy.
Suns jerseys.
He'd be a
does.
great energy guy on this team.
Trade Gobert for him right now. Make it happen.
Oh gosh. All right.
Is it
Durf,
mine again?
You have the wraparound. You have another pick.
Love a good wraparound.
Let's see here.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna take with my third pick. I'm taking another forward. I'm going to take Robert Covington.
Damn
That's
it.
a great
Roko,
call.
baby. Again, it just fits the vibe. Can you imagine those three guys?
Durf,
just
you
chilling?
are the
They're just-
runaway winner.
They're just having a good time.
I was going to pick Robert Covington with my next pick. Robert Covington, after Anthony Edwards, is my favorite Timberwolf ever.
Mhm.
Interesting. We should do a favorite Timberwolves episode.
I
Him and
love
Kat
Robert
still
Covington.
good buddies.
Robert Covington is just like a bro's bro.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations, Durf. I'm happy
you.
for you
I'm glad
that
that-
you get
I'm
to
happy
hang
to have
out
him.
with Robert Covington.
Lord Covington
Well, now I got to rethink my whole
strategy.
strategy. Okay. This is going to be, no, I can get this guy later. All right. With my third round pick, I'm going to be taking another guy that just oozes good vibes. A guy that we miss, a guy that we've talked about a lot on this podcast already. A guy that's hot and swaggy. At forward, Jared Vanderbilt
Yes.
is joining me for the
Yes.
hang.
Yep.
Low-key hot wolf.
Jared Vanderbilt.
Like good looking.
I think he's, yeah,
no,
he's a good looking.
He's a
Oh,
very
well,
good looking guy.
Okay, so
I said this last year after D'Angelo Russell. He was the hottest wolf.
that's what I'm saying, but is that just being straight guys trying to be like attracted to males? Because our wife and not our wife.
Your
our
collective wife.
Yeah, so
Jally and I.
So Durf's wife and my wife are like, yeah, Vando's fine. I'm like, that's an attractive dude.
Yeah, he's a good looking dude, and he's jacked.
Yeah, if you're into buff boys.
Little buff boys. Little buff boys. That's maybe a weird thing out of context.
Buff little bodies.
Anyway, I think you should leave on Netflix. Check it out.
No, I just think Jared Vanderbilt
He's a
is
nice
good
guy.
vibes.
Yeah, he's a good vibe guy.
Yeah.
All right, Jolly, it's back to you. Another wraparound.
I said Patrick Beverly was my shooting guard. I'm lying. He's now bringing the ball up.
You just need two guards.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter.
For my second guard, I'm going for jokes. I'm going for intensity. I'm going for just a raucous time. And who?
Oh, I know who you're gonna choose.
No, you don't, because I'm choosing Malik Beasley.
Wow.
Malik Beasley has a great smile. He does like cool, like when he high fives his teammates, he does like this cool thing with his fingers. He does this. You know, he does that
That is pretty
sometimes.
cool.
I think it's pretty cool. And I like the high energy, and I think along with Pat Bev and KG and me, I think we're getting some jokes off. I think
You have the team that I want if a shootout
Yeah.
breaks out.
Yeah.
let's be real about that. It's just waving a gun around. I don't think it's that big of a deal. In the land of the Second Amendment, I think Malik Beasley did nothing wrong.
Constitutionist Jolly over here. I think that's. I get what vibe you're going for.
I'm going for a good ass time. And then for my
Oh no.
I was not prepared for Jolly to take nobody that was on my board.
this guy, we hate this guy, but damn it, I want to hang out with him. He has a commercial about Michelob Ultra. Jimmy Butler is one of my forwards.
Okay, I actually think Jimmy Butler would
Jimmy
probably be
Butler's
a cool
great
hang.
I had
Again,
him on my.
we're cracking jokes in a respectful and loving but ruthless way.
Okay, that's your first pick that I think would have fit in my group. Your group is really intense though.
I'm really into it. I love it.
All right, go back.
Okay,
Rudy, go back.
at risk, you guys may quibble with this one, because I don't know if this is technically allowed.
Oh.
But I'm going to do my wild card pick, and my crew, me, Ricky Rubio, Jared Vanderbilt, we're going to a brewery. We're bringing Chris Finch along.
I think it's just great
To hang out.
He's on my board as well.
He
That's
would be so fun to hang
Yeah,
out with.
He is great.
He's just so chill.
Chris Finch, yeah, just chill.
Just a good
Tons of stories. He coached in Europe in the G League,
He's-
all
he's
over the
a
place.
good
He's got just
listen.
like
Did
great.
he meet
yeah.
royalty?
I don't.
I wouldn't-
Probably he was in Europe.
I
There's
believe
lots of
it.
royalty in Europe.
Yeah, several. There's dozens of us. Dozens. Yeah, that's a really good pick.
Okay, I was nervous that because he wasn't a player.
No.
This is why I added the wild card to the rules this morning, because I was like, I gotta get Chris Finch on my team.
I'd love to just sit around and listen to him talk.
Wait until I draft Tibbs.
That is the best pick to that roster.
For my wild card.
Jally's drafting Tibbs, but then he and the rest of the team are just gonna beat the shit out of him. That's why he took all these guys.
All All right. I am going to take I'm gonna take my center here. Shout out Nate O'Connick. I'm taking Cole Aldridge as my center.
Why?
Because do you know what vibe I'm going for? He fits that. We're not playing
We
basketball.
don't know enough about Cole Aldridge.
Okay, so I have
Yes, we do.
I have a Cole Aldridge story
Okay.
where I was at a Timberwolves game one time when Cole Aldridge was still on the team, and it was the pregame warmups. And I don't know if this was something Cole Aldridge did every game or just that game, but he got a rebound and stood under the hoop for a full minute, bouncing it off the floor with two hands, screaming at the top of his lungs. It was
What
just
year
Cole
was this?
Aldridge. We only had him for a couple years, but
Yeah,
he was just two-handed throwing the ball on the ground, just going, ah!
I think Cole Aldridge was on the roster for 2 years, but we paid him for like 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, we waved and stretched him.
Yeah.
But
But
he played for us in 2016 and 2017. There was no reason to be doing all that.
he just
Yeah.
seems like a good dude, you know?
He seems like a good dude. It's a tough pick for you. You were having a really good draft, and I think people might not love the Cole Aldridge addition to the team when the votes come in. But
Okay. That's fair.
No.
I mean, I'm getting all of Bloomington with that pick. I'm just saying.
Well-
Pride of Bloomington Jefferson.
We'll check the data. I don't know how many
Yeah, I guess I
listeners
don't
we have in
know.
Bloomington.
There's just we go around it.
The Aussies
Richfield.
don't love that pick. I can tell you that much.
Yeah,
Our
we
one
got-
Australian listeners are not about it.
Yeah, but what was the team he had all his success for? Like before, who was he with before us?
all the success, quote unquote.
I didn't say a lot. I just said all of it.
The Kansas Jayhawks.
He played for the
Played for the
Thunder,
Knicks.
Rockets,
The Knicks
Kings,
were who he
Knicks,
was the
and-
best
yeah,
for.
he was a perennial all-star for them. It's a great
Okay,
pick. Great
well,
No, he
pick.
wasn't.
Great pick, Derp. Thanks, guys. My follow-up pick is going to. I guess this is the last one, right?
No, you have.
yeah,
oh, there's
wild
you.
card and point guard.
Yeah. I'm gonna take for my point guard or whatever guard. I'm gonna take Zach LaVine.
That's a great pick. Again, just seems like a generally nice guy.
Yeah.
Good hang. Good
Good
hang.
hang, good hang.
Good dude.
Zach LaVine was on my board.
You guys are playing it a little bit too safe for me. I think
Now that all the guards are gone, a guy who I really liked as a potential sleeper is you guys still have wild cards, so you
Yeah.
might be able to take him.
Yeah.
There's still a real good hang. He was number 4 on my big board that's still out there.
I think I know who it is.
Is it my turn?
No,
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 it's
it's
Taylor.
back to me. So
Go-
I
go
still
ahead and take
need
him.
a No, he's a guard. I don't have any guards
Oh,
or
okay.
wild cards left.
Got it.
So I am down to forwards and centers at this point. I'm still pissed that Durf took Robert Covington. Okay, so for my forward, since you guys already have your centers, I don't need to take a center right now.
No, yeah,
I can
straight.
save my center.
Love that.
So for my last forward slot, this is a one you guys might not love. Anthony Tolliver.
I had him on my list.
That's a great one.
That
That's a great
Anthony-
one. I forgot about
that was good.
Anthony Tolliver.
That was
I don't know if people remember this, but he signed with the Timberwolves a year after LeBron signed with the Miami Heat, and he did a YouTube video mocking the decision,
That's right.
announcing that
I
Anthony
forgot.
Tolliver was signing with the Timberwolves.
It was amazing.
I forgot about that. Great pick. Big?
Great pick.
Great pick.
Great
pick.
big pick.
All
I
right.
can't even say it. Okay.
Jally, it's here to you. Your last 2 picks.
So I need a forward and I have a wild card, and there's so many ways I could you know what? I'm gonna do it. I need a forward. I need someone to bring the weed. Christian Leitner.
Oh my gosh.
I like a villain. This is a team of villains. Again, I think someone's got to bring the green. So Christian Leitner. And then for a wild card, you're talking about Anthony Tolliver. How about the man that rubbed his knee, Michael Beasley?
There was no
Wait
chance
for it.
your
I
team
know.
wasn't going to have Michael Beasley.
But again, we need a joke cracker. We need a guy with unique perspectives,
Michael Beasley is great vibes.
great vibes. So my team, just to run it back: Pat Bev, Malik Beasley, Jimmy Butler, Christian Leitner, Kevin Garnett, and Michael Beasley.
All right. So it's back to me. I have 3 centers on my board that I am debating between. And I think just for the strength of my team, for the strength of the board, I think the fans will love Naz Reid
I typed it before you even
as
said
a
it.
center
Yeah.
for my great hangs draft. We can go through some of our other people on our big boards once we're done with the draft. But Durf, last pick.
All right,
pick to you.
Mr. Relevant, last pick in the draft. He's certainly not irrelevant. He still has our hearts. With my final wildcard pick, I am taking James Johnson.
Oh,
great
terrific pick.
Oh, I forgot about James Johnson.
I really thought you were going to take James Johnson.
James Johnson was on my board.
Just a good dude.
Love James Johnson.
All right.
And he would have fit in great on your team.
I know. So to running back Derp, you have Zach Levine, Josh Kogi, Corey Brewer, Rocco, Cole Aldrich, and James Johnson. Brandon, you have Ricky Rubio, Anthony Edwards, Anthony Tolliver, Jared Vanderbilt, Nas Reed, and Chris Finch. And I have Pat Bev, Malik, Jimmy Butler, Christian Leitner, Kevin Garnett, and Michael Beasley. I am surprised none of us took Glenn Taylor.
He's footing the bill for the hang.
You know,
then you get Glue Girl along with
Yeah.
that. So.
You know who was a really good time? Who's always looking for a good time? Eddie Griffin.
Respect for the dead, man.
I'm talking about the jerking off while driving into a gas station, Eddie Griffin. Not incinerated by a train, Eddie Griffin.
Same Eddie Griffin, man.
Okay, well, who did we miss?
Who else? So number 4 on my board, Austin Rivers, guys. Austin Rivers seems great.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was trying to get a good mix.
He seems hilarious and
of
fun.
old friends and new friends.
We didn't. I was the only one that took a 90s Wolf.
Do we just want to go through, like, you just give your remain? I don't know if you have any left.
Yeah, I was flirting with Isaiah Ryder just because, again, I wanted more people to bring the weed.
You with your intense team.
I also was thinking about Rashad McCants because he used to give great interviews on KFan, just outing like the NBA, and I loved it. So those are my 2 that I regret not to. Also, Nate Knight.
Nate Knight's on my board. Nate Knight seems like a great hang.
In all of like the Wolves, like what do they call like Locked On Wolves? No, that's like a podcast brand.
Wolves Plus.
Wolves Plus, like great fun. He always has fun opinions.
Yeah.
And then I was also thinking, sorry, I have another one. Kevin Love, so we can all make sure we keep our mental health in check. And his vibes are not that bad.
Kevin Love, the Timberwolf, was terrible vibes.
Now, okay, but
we get him now.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Do we get him now?
You know what?
Oh, you're right. Because it has to be
It has
during
to be
that
Wolf.
era, so that's not.
He
good
was.
vibes.
I'm not saying like Kevin Love done a ton for mental health and seems like a pretty good dude now.
right.
He was awful for them.
vibes.
I forgive him.
Good. I don't want to hang out with him.
He's gonna break his hand.
Yeah.
Sleep with your wife
Break his hand, punching you in the face.
after he sleeps with your wife.
Let's see some other guys on my board. So I said Austin Rivers. Jeff Teague was a great hang according to Dane Moore.
Okay.
Mark Madsen was one of my center choices.
I had Madsen on mine too.
Jamal Crawford.
I had him.
That was
Taj Gibson. I had D'Lo low on my board, but once I got Ricky Rubio, I couldn't have D'Lo on the team.
I feel like D'Lo just kind of goes with, again, very classy. Like if you're like, hey, where should I go to eat?
Yeah.
D'Angelo, where should I go to eat? And you have like an amazing spot for you.
Ed Davis, widely regarded as the best teammate in the NBA.
Oh, that's right.
Juancho Hernan Gomez, great vibes with Ant and Ricky.
Yeah.
Play on the Spanish national team together.
That's good stuff.
And Darko, just because what a wild life Darko has led.
So back when I was a member of the Darko Boys,
I was
and
also
you
a member
were
of the
that-
Darko
shout out.
Boys.
We'd always walk behind the bench and you'd always give us pounds. It was very nice. Also, one time we were in the tunnel for the Darko Boys and I was just telling stories. We were like high-fiving the team and, you know, me, big Michael Beasley apologist, he had a bad game and like he wasn't high-fiving anybody. I said, hey, Bees, it's all right. Like, you'll get the next one. He goes, thanks, man. He gives me the hardest high five I've ever received.
How was his next game?
I think he put up like a 12. Like 12 points.
Classic Michael
Yeah,
Beasley.
so.
All right, Darf, who do you have?
My honorable mentions. So I had Lance Stevenson actually on my list, and that was
Yeah,
before
that's great
Jelly's
for my
team.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was before I had picked my vibe. I wasn't sure. I had a mix. So Lance Stevenson, Jamal Crawford, Luke Ridenour was on my list.
Luke Ridenour
yeah.
for a later segment, but better than you remember.
Yep.
I agree.
Yep. Then I had Mitch Creek was my last remaining
Oh
forward
my
that didn't
God,
get taken.
come on.
You're really pandering to that Australian listener.
Yeah. there's two.
Revoke the dashboard, Brandon. You can't see it anymore.
His kid listens. Greg Steamsma, Mark Madsen, and Greg Monroe.
Do we think
Yeah.
Greg Steamsma is a great hang? I don't
No,
know
I
anything
saw
about
him
Greg
at
Steamsma.
I saw him at the St.
Went to
Louis.
Wisconsin.
Yeah.
I saw him at the Mall of America. Super nice guy. I was like, hey.
I saw him at the Cub Foods the day after he got cut, and he was not giving out good vibes. That's that. Should we get into Random Wolf of the Week?
Oh, wow.
it is my turn to
Whose wolf is it
lead the
anyway?
game. So it's time for you guys to guess that wolf. As you guys know, I have 5 clues.
For you
guys
get a
to
guess before you give
Yes,
a hint?
and you get a guess before.
Michael Beasley.
No, it's just one
That's right.
collective guess.
It's not Michael Beasley. We're gonna start off with clue number 5. Number 5. He played for 10 different franchises over his 16-year career, including a stint with the now defunct Charlotte Bobcats. Who do you know that's played for 10 teams, including the Charlotte Bobcats?
Andre Miller.
No, but great guess.
Oh, that was the guess.
Well, I don't think we were guessing.
Oh, yeah,
I was
sorry.
debating with Durf, but sorry. I guessed Andre Miller.
Tayshaun Prince.
No, he played a lot for the Pistons, a lot.
Okay.
This guy couldn't play for a team for more than like a couple years before moving on.
He bounced around a lot.
Okay, well, that was first guess,
Okay,
so
yeah.
we'll get clue number 2.
I'm curious to see how you guys react to my clues because you guys did very good, and I kind of got stressed out about being in charge of this. Okay. Clue number 4. He played 10 games for the Timberwolves for an average 6 points per game, 4 rebounds, and 2 blocks in 21 minutes.
So a 10,
2 blocks.
10 game contract.
He's a big man.
It's
Wait.
a big man.
It's not Greg Monroe.
He didn't play 16 years.
Yeah, he didn't play 16
No.
years. Yeah, there's no way. Okay, it's got to be a big man.
It's a big man.
Who's a big man that we signed for a 10-day contract?
Greg Monroe.
I know. No, we extended him because he played in the playoffs.
Yeah, but we signed him for a 10-day contract the first time.
Yeah, but he only played
10 games. He would have had to have been. It would have had to have been 2 10-day contracts. I was gonna guess Kevin
dumb.
Ollie before you said he got all those blocks.
He's a big blocky boy.
A big blocky boy.
I
was gonna
is it Luke Richard Bamute? He didn't play 16
I think he
years.
played a full season for us.
He also didn't play 6.
But
Top
let's
tier
just-
name in Wolves
Let's
history.
let's just guess it to move
Sure.
on.
No, because number 3, he went to college at Wyoming where he led the NCAA in blocks in 1993.
Oh, okay. Is it
This is more your realm.
Oliver Miller?
No. Great guess. Also, Oliver's strong name.
Oliver Miller was like
Oliver's a
300 plus pounds. Like he was a big fat guy.
Okay, this guy's fat phobic.
Yeah, okay.
it's just
We
what
have
he
a
was.
fatphobic guy. We have an insurrectionist over Durf is not an insurrectionist. I'm just beating that dead horse. Okay, number 2. He is number 20 on the all-time blocks list. Was an all-star in 2001 and is a 2-time NBA.
It's Theo
leader.
Ratliff.
It's Theo Ratliff.
Theo Ratliff.
It is.
I knew it
good
from the
job.
get-go.
It's good job. And then clue number 1 was within his career, he was involved in trades that included Jerry Stackhouse, Dikembe Mutombo, and Kevin Garnett.
Yeah,
which-
I would have gotten it when you
Yeah.
said Kevin Garnett.
So
But
those are good clues.
Thank you.
those
Good
were
job.
good clues.
I wanted
Yeah.
to make them, hard but fun.
Hard but fun.
Like a dick. Uh-oh. Do you guys feel it? Do you feel it? What is it? It's a bonus bit. Bonus segment. Bonus segment. Bonus bit. So, if you're listening, you're like, why are they laughing? I just made a dick joke and I'm really proud of it. But how do we preface this? So here's our bonus segment for the episode. It is the best one-hit wonder. Jordan, what does that mean? We're talking about the best players that played for the Timberwolves for one season. Is that a fair description of the game?
I think that's a fair description of the game, but my case is going to fight against that.
Interesting. Well, it's juicy. So we each have a player. We talked about this in the group chat. We picked Brandon picked the 3 best one-hit wonders.
You guys could have chosen anyone. I just said who I thought the 3 best were.
Maybe we can bring it back, and we can relitigate ourselves.
It's all about argument's sake here. Who can make the most
Who can make the most convincing?
It doesn't mean you're right. It just means that you've made the most convincing argument.
Wow.
I feel like recency bias, though. Jolly's going to win.
Yeah. Well, I also have a great debate. So let's keep our players a secret until we get into our debates. Let's start with Sir Durfleton. Give it to me, sir. Sorry.
So you want me to give my spiel without saying the player's name?
No, I don't think we should say the players' names now. I think the debater should give the player's name whenever you feel comfortable.
Yeah, as a part of your opening statement.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm making it convoluted, and I'm sorry.
I'm just gonna give my whole argument, and then we can do round robin. That sound good?
I love it.
Okay. So this guy was the third leading scorer on a very deep 2012 to 2013 Wolves roster. He averaged 12.4 points per game, 1.5 steals, 53% effective field goal percentage, 56% from the field, and 29% from three. But like three-pointers weren't popular in 2012. Nobody did that, so
No, it
it
wasn't
doesn't
a
matter.
thing.
Throw it out. He led this team to an impressive 31-51 record, finishing in the top 20 in the NBA, top 30 in the NBA in offense, and top 15 in the NBA in defense. Not only did he have grit, he had swagger, and he was my VPN is getting in the way. He not only did he have swagger, he also had his World of Warcraft avatar tattooed across his back, resembling a man riding a dragon. He was multidimensional. He could score at any level. He played up and down the court. He could beat you in the paint on the outside. He could wipe the floor with you in video game world. No one was safe from the elite talent that was Andrei Kirilenko.
Wow, I love how you ended with his name.
An interesting offense first argument for Andrei Kirilenko.
Was he really a gamer like that?
Yeah, that's what you remember the tattoo.
I remember the wings. Yeah.
So
and also,
I didn't know this until I looked it up. So I thought it was just a dragon. There's a little avatar riding on the dragon, and it is his character that he created in World of Warcraft.
It's very cool.
and I don't want to make your case for you, but you didn't even mention the hall pass he had with his wife that he never used.
What a guy. See? Good locker room guy. He's out there encouraging.
His wife said he could have a hall pass in like every city or something, and he never used
Russian.
it.
That's a lot. Russian.
No, in the NBA.
Just every city. No.
Every city
He's in Black Duck, Minnesota.
I'm saying that 30 hall passes is a lot.
Oh, I thought you were saying there was a lot of Russian cities.
If you are listening to this podcast and you or someone you love has had their backs blown out by Andrei Kirilenko, please let us know.
Because that changes things.
That changes everything.
Russian pop star. I can't remember her name, but his wife. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So that's my case.
I don't know if I could do a hall pass.
We're getting into that. Our wife.
I don't know. I couldn't do it.
Yeah,
I don't think
we're all
I don't
aligned
think that's
here.
like a hot take.
I don't know.
I think
but dudes like to do it, you know. But I'm just like, I don't know.
Dude, we're committed guys.
Yeah, straight up. Okay.
So I figured when you took your marriage vows that you weren't going to be using any hall
but some people-
passes.
some people got like.
Fingers crossed. I was standing up there. I saw it.
Well, no, you can't like that. Never mind. Whatever. I'd be very nervous.
All right, Jolly, I think you should go next
okay.
because I want to do mine last.
Sounds good. This debate is simple and it's quick. Brandon's person, no playoff appearances. Andrei Kirilenko, no playoff appearances. Patrick Beverley, 1 playoff appearance, as well as a culture shifter, a fan favorite, and a grinder. August 25th, 2021, the Timberwolves ascertained Pat Bev for absolutely no one. And it was a huge steal. And he went on for 9.2 points a game, 4.6 assists, 4.1 rebounds in 58 games for the Wolves. But those numbers pale in comparison to his impact on the team and on the fan base. The team had an identity. Cat referred to it as Timberwolves basketball. Nowadays, we know it as Pat Bev's and Vando's basketball. Long live Timberwolves basketball. But it was great, and I digress. Pat Bev's leadership and intensity not only willed us back into the playoffs, it gave us the second most successful season in franchise history, and I'd argue the most fun one to watch. That distinction rests solely upon the shoulders of one Patrick Beverley. For all the wild threes he forced up on the offensive end, he would, flop in critical moments, giving us the ball back. He would cause errant passes on defense. He'd steal the ball, etc. Let's not forget the memes either, and the freaking post-game comments. He spanked LeBron. He told the Lakers bench that Russ stinks. Let's talk about the playing game. He was making fun of the Clippers owner. His game sealing steal, his game-winning rebound, and then the toss to the heavens plus the celebrations. Those will live on forever. And that's why Patrick Beverley is the best one-hit wonder in Timberwolves history.
Yeah, but he was too excited after the planned game.
That is so sorry that we like that.
It would be much better to just not have fun
Yeah.
while watching sports and not be excited like losers.
That's why I love baseball, because they just show no emotion. I really love 2012 era baseball. Don't flip the bat.
We're Mariners fans. Remember that.
Go M's, baby. See us rise. Brandon.
All right. Gentlemen,
Yes.
I ask you one question.
Yes.
What is a one-hit wonder? Do you believe
No, I
you
didn't.
ask
He didn't
ask
let us
anybody
answer.
ask anybody what was their favorite Andrei Kirilenko moment? They have no answer.
Getting my back blown out by it.
Ask anybody what is their favorite Patrick Beverley moment. They might pull from a list of 5 or 6 Patrick Beverley moments. Maybe you're partial to holding your nose at Russell Westbrook stinking. Maybe you're partial to jumping up on the scorer's table after winning the play-in game. Maybe you're partial to just shifting the culture and setting a playoff atmosphere. No, gentlemen, I posit to you that a one-hit wonder is one moment, a moment in time remembered forever. Ask any man, woman, or child, what is your favorite Mo Williams Timberwolves moment? And they will tell you it was that night in 2015, after losing 15 games in a row, 21 of their last 22. Mo Williams, at 32 years old, put the team on his back. He went a whopping 19 of 33 from the field, 6 of 11 from 3, 7 assists, 4 rebounds, 52 points. Mo Williams ended the losing streak that night, then and there, and we still remember him to this day. Mo Williams had one hit, and it was wonderful.
That was a banger, dude. That was really good. I think you win.
Yeah, but he only averaged 12.2 points per game during that season, and Andrei Kirilenko averaged 12.4.
You didn't even. You're doing the bit where you don't even listen to the argument and you just do like red herring.
The argument,
That's entirely what you do.
nobody.
It's like your whole shtick.
Yeah, no, but like,
What's your
I'm funny
favorite
about it.
I don't
Andrei
like it when you
Kirilenko
do
moment?
it.
What's your favorite Andrei Kirilenko
I loved
moment,
when he
Derek?
had the tattoo. It was awesome. It was there.
When he had the tattoo.
He had, hey, Andrei Kirilenko went for 26 one game, okay? And that, I remember where I was. I was at my house.
Wow.
Probably.
I have. Can I submit an honorable mention for the one hit wonder
Do you have any counters to
Mo Williams?
Mo Williams? I think Mo Williams
No.
is the one hit
Derrick
wonder.
Rose.
Great. Well, no, he played 2 seasons.
Yeah,
Derrick Rose doesn't
I'm
count.
talking about one moment. He also had one shining moment.
Yeah.
He had another moment that we
Was
don't
not
talk
great.
about.
So we're gonna put the. So I think, Brandon, I think you did the assignment the best. But we'll put the voting machine, the poll.
Listen to the arguments, people. Don't just
Yeah.
vote on your memory.
Okay, just because Brandon's got a nice soft voice and he's speaking poetically doesn't mean Mo Williams is
Waxing
better
poetically.
Hang on. What's the name of the thing that had the bad poll? The Mike Lindell voting machines. What's the company?
The Dominion
Yeah.
voting
So
machines.
we're gonna fire up the Dominion voting machine
Yeah.
so Durf can win.
Stop the count.
So we're at No Pants Crunch on social media. Vote on your favorite. I'll have the poll going for like a week, so we can really let it simmer. But I do have one honorable mention: Ricky Rubio's ACL.
But he replaced it. There was a whole nother ACL in there.
I'm talking about the OG. This is the Honus Wagner card of
That
ACL.
was a great ACL.
That was a
Big
good
fan.
ACL. I don't have an argument prepared for it, but I think that wraps up.
Well, I had some
sorry.
honorable mentions
Sorry,
too.
no, not
Durf, do you have any honorable mentions, or can I just run through my list?
You go.
So honorable mentions, other one-year Wolves that could have qualified for this list. Thaddeus Young.
Mm-hmm.
I think my favorite Thaddeus Young moment is when he was traded to bring Kevin Garnett back to Minnesota.
It's tough. I saw him. He was at the K-Fan booth when what happened? Something happened.
Oh yeah, that was great.
Just something occurred.
No, it was Wiggins and Levine are both here, and then Thaddeus Young was here, and they were all at the K-Fan booth, and like they were all like amped to be here, and they saw like everyone like gathering for them, like, oh yeah, we're gonna bring it back to Minnesota. They did not bring it back to Minnesota.
They did not.
But I remember Thaddeus being there and being happy, which is nice.
Lance Stevenson, great one-hit wonder for the Timberwolves.
Mhm.
Dario Saric,
Yeah,
Brandon Roy, and those magical 5 games.
those were a great 5
Good
games.
times.
Tayshaun Prince, James Johnson, Jamal Crawford, Durf, your favorite, your number one boy, Greg Monroe. And some people don't even know this guy played for the Timberwolves. Spud Webb.
I knew that because he was going to be a random Wolf of the Week. I was workshopping it.
You're just gonna leave Lou Amundsen off this list, Beck? Come on.
God, horrendous vibes from Lou Amundsen.
just
Lou
terrible.
Amundsen. Lou Amundsen is a perfect example of like I'm definitely a better basketball player than
Yeah,
Lou Amundsen. It's just that he's 6'10".
I think you could beat him. I've seen you play.
Like, I think if you just took my skill and coordination and enlarged me to 6'10", I would be a more successful NBA player than Lou Amundsen was.
That's a great. I wish we could do that. I wish we could like Space Jam it, where it's like, yeah, put your
Get the AI guys on it.
yeah. We'll see what happens.
Chris Dunn when he had his original teeth.
Anything else? Anything Wolves related we want to talk about?
No, I got the game DVRing at home. Got to run home and
Just watch that.
hopefully see the good vibes.
Let's see. So we're recording this on Wednesday, October 26th. Let's just do a check-in real quick.
No, don't do a check-in. I got them recording.
Oh, okay. Never,
Also,
fine.
you didn't say James Johnson either.
Yeah, I
As
did.
you did as a one hit.
Oh,
Yeah.
you did?
Okay.
I said James Johnson and Jamal Crawford.
Perfect.
Throwing it back to the draft.
Well, we love you all so very much. Oh, one last thing we have to talk about: podcast business. What are our listeners called? I put up a poll, and it was No Pants Nation. You know why? Because a bunch of people that went to Bethel listened to the podcast and they voted on it. Like, yeah, No Pants Nation's tight. Sorry, guys, you're panties.
We don't have enough listeners to be
I think a lot
shitting on the listeners.
I think a lot of parents voted on that one.
On No Pants Nation. Sorry, we're panties. Everyone's panties.
Yeah.
Right?
Our friend Sam said he was going to leave the group chat if
It
it wasn't
kinda-
panties.
yeah.
So
Kind of sounds a little like pirate vibes too, like panty. Like,
the panty.
Yeah.
At No
Panties.
at No Pants Crunch on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Please leave a 5-star rating on your preferred podcast service and text your mom. She misses you. Have a great 2 weeks. We'll be back in a little bit.
Love you. Bye.
See you guys later.